Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And it is Friday. I will not get my days mixed up. It is Friday today. And the good news is that Manchester United have announced their second signing of one Christian Eriksen on a 3-year contract. So, guys, make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing to the Man United Agenda and join the panels and see what we've got to say about the signing. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And yes, it smiles all around because we have completed our second signing of the season of one Christian Eriksen. But before we get into that, I just want to know how everyone's feeling for Friday night. Used to be KFC night, Friday night, but unfortunately it was a barbecue today. So, guys, as always, OMONDI, how you been, sir? How was your day?
Yeah, great. Had a great day in the allotment with the dogs and watering the plants and that kind of thing. Just a quick side note, I was talking to a friend on the phone who's tried to get all sort of fitness, get his fitness up, and keeps telling me how well he's doing and dietary and all that kind of thing. I called him and he was, all I heard in the background was Pepsi Max, meaning he was in KFC and he couldn't deny it. He was in KFC and I told him off for that because the boss man said Pepsi Max. He tried to hide it. Yeah, I caught you, Kev. You know who you are, Kevin. I know you're not watching. Probably at home, finger licking good, eating your KFC chicken, greasy chicken, like Solo does every day of the week. Anyway, yeah, I'm great.
Oh, brilliant. Pat, how you doing?
I'm not bad, lad.
Pepsi Max.
I can't top that now. Anyway.
Oh, with that great flavour, Pepsi Max.
I'm good, lads. Listen, what way to start the weekend and 2 new games under the belt. We can start to relax a little bit and hopefully we get the last one, which we all want. We all know who it is, but we all don't want to talk about it. So happy Friday to all.
And Paddy, long time no see. Welcome back. How you doing, sir?
You're very good, Errol, and I'm glad KFC is going well, going well, mate. I'm with you on the KFC, bro. Magic, definitely.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm very good. I'm looking forward. It's been a good day. Some good signings. It's looking positive. But again, as always, I'm the protagonist, and I will, obviously be having my views as all my colleagues will as well. Especially my best mate upstairs is Mr. OMONDI.
Well, put it this way. I was talking to Pat earlier, and as I was talking to Pat, I was watering the garden, ice cream van. I didn't hear the ice cream van, but someone had got big ears in my household, heard the ice cream van and was like, can I have an ice cream? I'm sitting there thinking, but I can't hear the ice cream van. How can you hear the ice cream van? But I can't. And I'm downstairs, you're upstairs. A couple of seconds later, Pat, wasn't it? The ice cream van turned up.
The van.
It was like the Eddie Murphy joke years ago. You can't hear your mother calling you from downstairs, but you can hear the ice cream man from 6 blocks away.
I
don't sound like
he jumps his whole thing and he goes,
Psych!
Just to add, I think the coolest person is someone who says there's a fire, but in a cool demeanor, a sort of cool way. And I like people like that. I like cool people, and we're going to be talking about some cool players today that really will keep us laid back. And maybe Paddy will stop aging the way he does, the way Man United we're playing lately. But with this cool style of football we're playing and the cool kind of players we're getting into.
Let's go way back though, Monday. We've got to go way back.
Way back in time, back into 1851. All the way back into 1851, Paddy.
Yeah.
But guys, there's 18 people in the chat. If you're new to the channel, please give us a subscribe. If you're not, you know what to do. Give us a like. I know Talk was doing the watch along earlier. Well done, Talk. Thank you so much for doing that for the channel as always. But he said something on his watch along, which I sat there and I think to myself, and I had to go back and actually have a look and see. He asked the question, can we hit at least 100 likes? Because it's not been broken. I think the highest we've had on this channel is roughly about 75 when I went back. So guys, let's break a record today. Let's see what we can do with this show today. Okay. But before we even do that, we've got an announcement to make, and I am so proud of the channel. I'm proud of every single person on the channel who has taken part on the Money Agenda, who's given their time and dedication to the channel to allow the channel to grow what it is today. So first of all, I would like to say there's a lot of us who isn't on the show today, but I'd like to say a massive thank you and also congratulations to the Man United Agenda YouTube channel, because now we have actually officially hit the 2K subscribers. So guys, from us at the Man United Agenda, we'd like to say thank you all, and now on the road to 3K. So guys, without you guys, I always say there would never be a channel. But let's now share and subscribe if you're new to the channel and support us to hit that next milestone of 3K. Oh, that's out the way and done with now. I'm happy about that one, guys. But I'm also going to promote, before we kickstart the show, the fantasy football as well. I believe there's 28 or 29 people in this, so make sure you join. I will not come bottom of this. I've been seeing my name's been tarnished on this channel for the last few weeks now to say I'm going to come bottom, just because I sign up to it. The first week I'll do well, and then I'll drop off after that, and I'll forget about it. But this time round, there is a forfeit, so I cannot drop off at all. Otherwise, I'll get slapped up.
I'll be the same.
I'm not going to drop off.
I'll be down with you, mate. I'll be down with you.
Providing I beat Talk, I'm all right. That's all I'm heading for. Beat Talk, and I'm happy. So, guys, now we're going to kickstart the show, guys, and we are going to kickstart with it. Manchester United have announced the midfielder Christian Eriksen. Christian Eriksen signed on a 3-year deal. The Danish international returned to the Premier League after being out of the forced off, basically, due to the condition and him passing out on the football pitch in the Euros. So he went to Brentford. He was at Brentford, and for me, he was a standout player at Brentford. But I've been wanting Christian Eriksen since he was at Tottenham. I don't know what you guys are thinking here. So let's kickstart the show first. I'm going to go to Pat. Pat, what can Christian Eriksen bring to Manchester United, what we don't actually have right now at the club?
Christian Eriksen, Mr. Cool, Mr. Calm, Mr. Collective, everything we don't have at the moment. So I like Christian Eriksen. I loved him from 2013 when he was at Ajax, and we spent the whole season trying to sign Gareth Bale, and we may as well sign Christian Bale for what we signed that year. And anyway, but we spent the whole season trying to get Bale, and we didn't. We ended up Marwan Fellaini. We all know how that went. He went to Spurs. Let's say he was a good player at Spurs, but he could have been a lot of a better player in a better squad. I would have loved to have him at us. Fine margins. If imagine we had assigned him that year, what difference it could have made to how the last couple of years could have went for Manchester United if we had had a decent player like that in our squad. What's Christian Eriksen going to bring to this squad? He's going to bring a wealth of experience. He's going to be able to bring that level-headedness. What I want to see is, I want to see Frankie de Jong through that door, and I want to see Christian Eriksen playing beside him as the two men in midfield playing in a 4-2-3-1. I'd like to see his level-headedness playing a little bit ahead of Frankie, but spraying that ball forward, spraying it over the top, playing it to the likes of Bruno, De Jong, Sancho, Rashford, Martial, Ronaldo. We haven't had that before. We have Fred, we have McTominay, and as much as I like the two of them, they're backups really to the likes of Eriksen and Frankie de Jong, if we do bring them in. I'd like to get everybody else's thoughts on that. I'm not writing off Fred McTominay. They done good for let's say 50% of the season last year, but they weren't at the races for the other 50% of the year when they were up against a higher quality side. So this is what Christian Eriksen is going to bring to that midfield.
Yeah. So obviously, Pat's saying there about what Christian Eriksen going to bring to the midfield. What sort of Paddy, what sort of like attribute and where will you see him actually fitting into this Ten Hag system?
I think, attributes. He's quality though, isn't he? He's better than what we've got. How does he fit? Where does he fit? I'd say, he could probably play in the centre of midfield, the right midfield. I think he's quite a Pirlo type player. is a Pirlo type. I'd say Andre Pirlo. I'd put him in that sort of mould. But then part of me then says, will he fit into that team? Will he just be subbed? Will the other players will be chosen? But I think Christian Eriksen has that touch of class and a little bit better than what we've got on Monday and Solo. Sorry, I think that what we've got in that midfield isn't good enough to win anything in my book. I know that differs from a lot of the views of my colleagues on here, but I think he'll in the system. I think he'll play maybe on the centre, definitely the centre of midfield or the right side of midfield possibly. But then we don't know what system he's going to play. He's been playing a system over in Australia at the moment in Thailand, but is that the system he's going to play? We don't know yet, really, because he's playing with things at the moment, isn't he, Ten Hag? So maybe we don't know.
And I'm on there now. Let's go through it. And with him, we're going to talk about, obviously, the journey Christian Eriksen been on recently. How will he adapt? How will he fit into the Manchester United system? Can you actually see him play in probably 30-plus games this season, like starting?
Yeah, totally. Don't see why not. I think he's fit. If he completes all the tests to prove his fitness, I think that's going to be crucial. You're not going to sign someone who you don't think is fit enough. And I think he's proved that he's more than worthy to be back in the Premiership and playing football at the highest level. He's credit to him, after what he's been through. I think it's miraculous. I think that's one of the best turnarounds I've seen in any sport. You can make a movie about it. The thing with Eriksen, though, he hasn't got that ego. He's unassuming. And this is why I don't think he's been blown up as one of the superstars of world football in recent years. And now, just because he's come to Man United, I'm not going to come out here and endorse him to say, oh, he's the best player since sliced bread, or that kind of thing. Or what I will say, though, is that because of his attitude, his professionalism and thing, he's well respected by his peers and he's well respected by players. That's where you can really gauge how good a player is. And when you really analyze it, obviously he could have played for a better team than Tottenham. He quite easily. Comparisons, it's hard to compare. But what I will say about him is this, and with all sportsmen, when you're cool as that in situations, high pressure, when everyone's watching you, the whole world is watching, only the great sort of players or great sportsmen can behave like that. And I think he's one of them players in key situations, tight areas, because he does play high up the pitch, surrounded by players. As soon as he gets the ball, people try to rush him, close him down, and he's never fazed. That's how great he is of a player, never fazed by that. Reminds me, in a comparison, I would say James Toney is my favorite boxer of all time. And James Toney was in the ring. It's just never fazed. He's just breathing normally. His heart rate never goes up because he knows exactly what he's doing. It's like second nature to him. And I think when you're two-footed, which is key for all these youngsters out there, being two-footed, play that wall ball, left foot, right foot. We don't see enough of that these days. When you're two-footed and you can play the way he does, and he's only 30 years old. He's not past it, I don't think. He's still got good years in him. And I'm sure this is the key thing for me about how his attributes, everything else. I'm sure he will fit in like a duck to water, really quite easily. And I just want to go to a couple of comments here. Box is saying, I've always wanted Eriksen, classy footballer, footballing IQ, creativity, and produces. And I want to say hi to Andy Herbert. He's saying Eriksen will be the creator in the middle of the pitch. If you like, he's the missing piece of the puzzle. So for me, with what we're trying to build here from the back, and this is an area that we need to improve in, is that building from the back. So we got someone like Frankie de Jong, hopefully will come in, he'll pick up the ball from deep, and we'll be able to retain the ball in those areas and build it out with that system that Ten Hag's employing. Then when it gets to the midfield area, we can have players like Zidane Iqbal, who I'm raving about at the moment. And I know Pat gave me a great scout report earlier on. Pat Lawless, that is, down there. The scout, our scout right now. But he gave me a great report about Zidane Iqbal. And from what I've seen, I'm raving about him. I'm actually dribbling, like this about him. Poor Hannibal was sitting on the bench thinking, my gosh, I've been surpassed. I thought I was next in line. So you better step up, Hannibal, because I like you as well. But like I say, so you get to Frankie de Jong, bringing the ball out to a certain area. Then you give it to someone like Eriksen. I mean, what's not to love about that? So we'd be built as a team, have these lovely players on the ball, and people like Paddy down below me are going to be at the stadium, kicking back with a cigar, slippers on, in the front row,
eating prawn sandwiches,
and enjoying, and enjoying and ordering a Pepsi Max as well, and enjoying the game with his shades on. I cannot wait, guys. We are in for a treat. Eriksen, Van der Beek, Frankie De Jong, Bruno. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So God bless Ten Hag for what he's building here. It's going to be delightful, and the cherry on top will be Frankie when he comes. But Eriksen, man, what a player! We're in for a treat.
Salute. Pat, you're going to say something?
Yeah. So I just kind of want to touch on like what Bartholm said there. He says that he thinks that 90% of the teams in the Premiership have cut us up in the midfield because we're playing Christian Eriksen and Frankie De Jong in the two, and then probably even if you were to play Bruno on the left and Donny as the false nine and Sancho out on the right and Ronaldo up top. I wouldn't be saying that we're going to be playing that for 100% of the season. There would be games where we're playing the likes of Everton, where we're going to have these destroyers like the Corey trying to run through the midfield. That's where you're going to have the likes of the Fred. You're going to have the likes of the Scott McTominay to get in there and stick the boot in and get stuck in. So you might see the likes of Eriksen being dropped off and playing. You might see McTominay or Fred playing beside the likes of Frankie De Jong. So the system will change throughout the year. I just think that we'll have a more ball-controlled midfield, playing the likes of Eriksen in the midfield. And it'll be the closest thing that I could think of to having a midfield of Scholes and Carrick in De Jong and Eriksen that we've lacked for many of years.
Yeah. And then obviously with Christian Eriksen, quote he said today, I still have major ambition in the game. There is a huge amount that I know I can achieve, and this is the perfect place to continue that journey. So obviously, whether the interview when Ten Hag went to speak to him or John Murtock and them guys went to speak to him, obviously they gave him a vision, and obviously he agreed with the vision of what Ten Hag wants to do over the next coming, say, year or two. He signed a 3-year contract and trying to become part of the project, and also playing alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes as well, those high-profile players. I think that will then boost a lot of confidence up for him. For me, with Eriksen, I know I asked a question earlier, but with OMONDI, can he play 30 games? I think he can play the 30 games, but I think a lot of games he would probably be utilized in sort of games like against Liverpool, where he might not start against Liverpool. He will come on to like almost like calm the game down a bit. Sort of, it depends on how the game is. If we are sort of ahead or something like that, he might come on just to, you know, control the game a bit more. Pat, with that, saying that though, with Eriksen coming to Manchester United, it still shows. I know a lot of fans out there might say, "Oh, but he's on a free transfer." It still shows. I keep saying is, well, we can pull the players though, can't we? Because Eriksen, a lot of clubs out in Europe would love to have Eriksen, and also from Brentford to Man United, it's only 20k different, I believe, or 30k difference in the contract.
Yeah, look, Christian Eriksen coming to Manchester United is going to be exactly the same as the one Henrik Larsson coming to Manchester United a couple of years ago. We're going to get a season or two out of him, and we're going to be crying when he leaves, saying, "Why didn't we get this fella sooner?" That's the hopes I have for Christian Eriksen. Now, when it comes to attracting the biggest players, look, we still are attracting the biggest players. We have Martinez coming in, one of the hottest properties, who's going to be even bigger once it comes to the next international stage. Hopefully now, fingers crossed, we're going to bring in Frankie De Jong. So I don't think that element will ever leave Manchester United, no matter what downfall we're on at the moment. But this is all promising, seeing these kind of players coming back in. And Eriksen is definitely addressing the midfield, like bringing in Christian Eriksen. I don't believe that Manchester United are going to be playing a 4-3-3 with the amount of pacey and energetic players that we have at our disposal. It will be De Jong and Eriksen playing in the midfield too. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, after you finish this, I've got to apologize because I should have put the graphic up on Monday.
Okay, so look, with Fred McTominay, and I know I'm upsetting Bartholm because he does love a bit of McTominay. There will be backups and Fred McTominay, they are there as backups with energy in the second half when the game is being killed off, and they will be used for the lower league teams as well. Like I don't believe that we signed Eriksen as a 30-year-old player to play on the right-hand side of a 3-man midfield when we're trying to sign Anthony in the same bracket. So this is what makes me feel that he's being brought in to be played in the midfield. Now, this is just me assuming, but this is what I think.
Yeah, I'm going to get Monday to go through some comments, and then I'm going to come back to you next, Paddy. Bath time's got only 5 minutes before movie night Love Island's on.
Okay, do you want me to do these comments quickly? Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
do this, and then we'll do the comments afterwards.
Okay, I just removed this banner. I just removed the banner, and then we can read out all about Eriksen, which is our favorite subject right now. Man United announced second summer signing. Hooray! Speaking to the club official website about the latest move, Eriksen, who becomes the second summer signing, said, Man United is a special club, and I cannot wait to get started. I've had the privilege of playing at Old Trafford many times, but to do it in a red shirt of United will be an amazing feeling. I have seen Erik's work at Ajax, and I know the level of detail and preparation that he and his staff put into every day. It is clear that he's a fantastic coach. Having spoken with him and learned about his vision and the way he wants the team to play, I'm even more excited for the future. I will have major ambitions in the game. There is a huge amount that I know I can achieve, and this is the perfect place to continue my journey. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then it goes on to say as well with John Murtock, United football director, added Christian has been one of the best attacking midfield in Europe throughout his career. It is no surprise that he was offered so many options this summer. So we are really happy that we convinced him to sign for us. So let's go. Paddy, Mr. Optimistic. Oh, actually, you know what? You know what? Because what's time? Paddy, I'll come to you and then we'll go to the comments because I know bath time is itching because, you know, Love Island starts in a minute.
Go on.
Obviously, there's lots of clubs who wanted him and he chose Man United. There's a story that he wanted to stay in London, but it's just proven, even though we're in Europa League, he wants to come, and it's a trophy I think we can win this season. Not saying we're the favourites to win it, but it's something we could work on to at least get back into the Champions League. Now, Paddy, let's go to you because obviously I know you're going to be going to games, and I think Amanda said it earlier. How excited are you to see Christian Eriksen wearing that shirt at Manchester United?
I'll tell you what, mate, I'm so pleased. And I'm, as Amanda said above me, it's fantastic to go and see him close up, as I will do, to watch him spray the balls around, glide around the midfield there. You know, just being a Class C midfielder as he is, it's going to be wonderful to see, especially after the season just gone, when it was just dreadful in that midfield and there wasn't a lot of class or whatever. It was just dreadful, wasn't it? But it's going to be really good to see this fella on the ball. I mean, it's going to be really good. And he's better than what we've got in that midfield, which is going to be great to see when I go and see the new season coming up soon. So I'm pleased, mate. And do you know what? This smacks of, and we're going to go back to the past. On Monday, Edwin van der Sar, when he left Fulham, we got the best years of him. And I think we're going to have the best years of Eriksen. I really think that. I think we'll have the best years of Eriksen. I'm pleased he's coming. He's going to be quality for us, mate. He's going to be the buy of the season for us. Bargain buy. Really is. I'm so pleased.
Think?
I really think it's going to be a bargain. But I know De Jong's coming. I think he's going to be spectacular. I think it's going to. You watch him, Eriksen.
Paddy, there's too much KFC talk here with bargain buckets now. Come on.
I mean, big pile of how much bucket?
You can imagine Eriksen coming in with a bucket on his head from KFC, wouldn't you?
But
Wow.
you know what? It's fun. He's going to be watching him. It's going to be like watching class, and you're going to be watching pure class in front of me. So I'm just again with De Jong and that midfield's going to be strengthened. But what I will say, Solo, is that I think Ten Hag is being ruthless. I think he is going to try and change that midfield and change things.
By the way, that only lasted 24 minutes.
I'm
£5, Paddy. £5. But keep going. Sorry, apologies.
I just feel he is slowly but surely changing things in that midfield. He will do. So I know it's early days. He's got to play these players that played from last year because give them chances and whatever. But it's great. But going back to Eriksen, on Monday, he is diamond, and I'm pleased about him. So fantastic.
Is that diamond in the rough? Yeah.
No, he's just a diamond, bro. Big diamond.
Amanda, would you mind going through? I was going to ask you a question a second ago, and
hold your horses.
I'll hold
the question will come from the comments, I'm sure.
There you go.
Brush, how you doing? Brush was on
Big
the
up,
show
sir.
yesterday, dropping some gems of knowledge, pearls of knowledge, as always. Big up, Brush. How you doing? Hope you're well. Eddie as well is on the channel.
Eddie.
How you doing, bro? Matthew Bassett is in the house. HG Gamer is here. GMS. I'm just going through people saying hello. Then we're going to get to the comments. Vincent, all the way from Brum. How you doing? Want to say hi. Special hi to Andy Long. How you doing, Andy? He's made it. He's there because he usually misses out on the live. I want to say hi to Box as well. And a special hi to Sonny Igbins. How you doing, Sonny Igbins?
Welcome, sir.
He's got a Ronaldo shirt on, and he's repping for Man United, and he's repping for Man United agenda. So welcome to the channel.
Sonny.
Welcome.
Right, we're getting in now. So Solo, Box saying Solo, you got a good ovation for the crowd today. He got a good vocation for the crowd today when he made his debut for Melbourne. Do you know who he's talking about?
Nanny, is it?
Harry
Nanny.
Maguire, is it?
Nanny.
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 Solo looks like Nanny, is
Yeah,
it?
my friends. I've got loads of people tell me that. Don't worry.
Obviously, bath time, when we heard the words ice cream, the little intro on the intro.
Like a dog chasing it.
Bath time loves an ice cream, doesn't he? So he probably jumped off his chair and ran outside thinking something was going on. But yeah, bath time's probably going to leave us soon. Obviously, that came from Eddie Murphy, from Andy Long, showing his age there. Delirious. Want to say hi to Niall. He's giving us congratulations about the 2K. There's 2,000 subscribers. We appreciate you all. God bless you all, guys. We're really grateful for all the support. Andy Long saying, great guys, grateful guys. I thought the channel was already much bigger. Credit to all the work you guys are doing and keep it up.
Appreciate it.
Like Eriksen, keep it up. We get excited, don't we? Box is saying, I've always wanted Eriksen, classy footballer, football IQ, creativity, produces. I've already dropped that one, but I wanted to drop it again just to highlight how good a player he is. Bath Time saying, you're out of your mind, Pat, if you think midfield of De Jong, Bruno and Eriksen isn't going to get cut through by 9% of the Premier League teams. That's from the tactical genius known as Bath Time.
Bath Time team of on. Team,
you know what? Quickly on Monday, he was doing the watch along. Bath Time was on the watch along, and I want to see his tactical breakdown as well because he said he was going to do something.
I've seen it. I must confess, I've seen it. It gets sent to me by private email. I've watched it, and that's why I'm referring to him as a tactical genius. He's got good eyes, good observation.
Is he on the watch along?
No, he wasn't on it, but he's done his own video.
He's coming.
Oh, sorry. Okay, all right.
The only thing, he's not very credible because he'd be eating ice cream and getting food. That's why he doesn't get
he lost Phil Jones as well, which is a big no-no for me. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on. I'm with Bath Time here. We're
Bath
friends as well.
he knows his stuff, for fairness to him.
All right, let's get through these comments, guys. Want to say hi. I'm going to say your surname because it's better. Agree. Can't pronounce your first name, but wherever you're from, let us know where you're from. He says, are we to expect Anthony to come? Want to say hi to MUFC, saying talking about Martinez has landed in Manchester Airport. Let's get to the comments, the real technical stuff now. HG Gamer says technical ability, footballers in our midfield. He's excited about that. Look, Kiko, Daniel, old timer, big old time friend for the channel. He says hello, good evening, all the way from Botswana, maybe. Steve Fletcher. Now, Steve Fletcher is one of the originals, and always got to listen out to what Steve says. Steve says our midfield has been an issue for years. How good does it feel to see us finally addressing it? Kylian Mbappe is in the house. He said Iqbal giving me De Jong vibes and a vision of Cruyff. Oh, sorry, with De Jong vibes with the vision and the Cruyff turns as well. So he's very happy about what we're seeing. Iqbal, Rebel, our very own Rebel, the Irishman. He's saying, I see a departure in midfield if De Jong arrives. I think there will be too many for those positions. Yep. I think those youngsters have forced that as well with their performances. Bath Time saying also, it was just me. I thought Charlie Savage was levels above Zidane and looked close to for the first team. I think you're not the only one. I think Pat Lawless has also mentioned Savage has been like bullying the midfield, playing really well above his years. Rebel saying Iqbal is so grounded. Loved the way he carried himself in the interview. He's focused to put in the work. Again, I want to thank Pat for showing me that video. It made me smile of Iqbal on our favourite channel, which is Paddock. Yeah. Emma K, how you doing, Emma? I want to give Emma a wave. Welcome to the channel. Our first lady of the Man United agenda. She says, Rebel, well, Ten Hag did say he would like a bigger squad because of all the competitions. I assume 5 subs. So that's the counter, Rebel. Savage was very assured, said Steve Fletcher. Mbappe saying Iqbal gave him what a baller. Talking about Frankie de Jong vibes again. I want to say hi to Go Paul. How you doing, Go Paul? Welcome to the channel. Says, looks like Donny is going to warm the bench again. Sorry for the lad. Brought a huge sport for a huge sum. And I think just a couple more. I want to say hi to Anwar. Anwar saying, Maguire out, such an embarrassing player who's captain. Can you imagine? He's junk and bulky. Bruno will be dropped. And Kushik Pal, how you doing, man? Welcome to the channel. He says, what about De Jong? Will he be going to USA? And that's about it for now.
Apparently, he is going to USA. That's the latest I heard. With Barcelona.
Okay, that's about it. We can move on.
Yeah. So next topic, guys, before we hit the topics, remember, we would like to say thanks to everyone who has subscribed to the Man United agenda. If there's 46 of you in the chat right now, can you hit that like, share, and subscribe button? And we have just hit the 2K subscribers. So we would like to say thanks to everyone who has contributed to the channel and now on the road to 3K subscribers. So just keep helping, supporting the channel as much as you can, please. I can see Bart, our favorite Liverpool fan, in the comments as well. Then we've also got as well, guys, to have a bit of competition amongst ourselves, from the panels to everyone in the chat. A bit of fantasy football, really. Get involved. And just the code is for the fantasy football is 1CZLY1. So get involved in that as well. There's 27 or 28 people within it already. And Mr. B has just set up a head-to-head as well. So I just don't want to be beaten by Pat or anyone in the head-to-head, man. I can't deal with these guys, seriously. I can't deal with the banter afterwards. So, guys, make sure you join it as well. And Bath Time and Bath, if you haven't done it yet, just make sure you do it. Love Island, yes, we know Love Island's on. We've done the comments now. What else do you want us to do? So next topic we're going to hit now is going to be Martial. So I'm going to get a quote up, and it's Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag has insisted. You know what? We've got it up here. Why am I reading it out here? OMONDI, would you mind?
No problemo.
No,
Martial, our goal scorer. He's saying Erik ten Hag. Well, this is the story. So Erik ten Hag believes Martial can be a major asset for Manchester United. Ten Hag seemingly ended any doubt about Martial's Manchester United future by backing the forward to get even better. That's a quote from him. If he can stay focused and motivated, two key things that may have been put into question before. Big money signing from Monaco 2015. The 26-year-old has lost his way at Old Trafford in recent times and joined Sevilla on loan for the second half of last season. The forward scored in Tuesday's 4-0 win over Liverpool in Thailand and netted again as the Red Devils came from behind to beat Melbourne victory 4-1 at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. I'm sure he can come back even better, Ten Hag said after the first of United's 3 matches in Australia. Again, Ten Hag says, I think when he has the right focus and right motivation and works hard, so 3 things, he will have the production because he is a good player. Again, he says, I say when he has the right focus and every day delivers his max, then he will have the production and it's up to him. Can I just read that again?
Yeah.
This is from the manager. I think when he has the right focus, the right motivation, and he works hard, he will have the production because he's a good player. Again, he says, I say he has to have the right focus and every day delivers to the max. Then he will have the production and it's up to him. Wow.
Is he going to deliver like Pepsi Max then?
Bargain bucket.
Okay, so obviously Ten Hag, again, another player, got vote of confidence from Ten Hag, which the first one is Harry Maguire, then obviously with Martial here. So I'm going to just put it to the people in the comments and the panels as well. If Ronaldo does leave Manchester United, could Martial be an alternative? Let's go, guys. Yes or no in the comments, please. And I'm going to kickstart it with Pat. Let's go with Pat.
If Ronaldo was to leave, if he was, we're going to be short-staffed, that's for sure. And we'd be clutching at straws trying to get a striker in to replace Ronaldo in such a short period of time. Could Martial lead the line? Yeah, he could. Could he carry the whole season by himself? No, probably not. We don't really have another striker. I know we could probably do the Man City role where we have 5 midfielders and we don't really have a centre forward. There's a possibility we could do that because we have the likes of Donny, we have the likes of Bruno who could play as a false 9. Look, I like Martial. We all like Martial. It hurts us that he doesn't play well. 2019-2020 season, he scored 23 goals, and we all expected improvement the following year. Was that the year that Lukaku was signed the following season? Was it?
Yeah.
And Mourinho dropped him out of side.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the piano player. The
Who was
piano
it?
player.
Who was the one that dropped him out of side? I'm trying to figure out which one it was. Who was the striker that kept Martial out of squad the following year after he had the 23 goals?
Zlatan, maybe?
It weren't Zlatan. It weren't Zlatan. It was after Zlatan. So it was Zlatan came in. He got his head spinned a little bit. Then it was Lukaku came in.
Remember, Martial was a left inside forward. It's only recently since Solskjaer come playing as a 9.
But was that not the year that he played centre forward? Omondi with Rashford on the left,
he played centre forward
on the right.
Yeah,
Greenwood.
And he got the 23 goals. So what I'm saying is,
that was recently. That was in the last few years.
No, I understand that. I'm just trying. We're talking what if here at the moment. So if he had continued on that following season and he had kept fighting him and kept him as the number 9, could he have progressed? Maybe his confidence. Maybe he had kept the arm around him and kept talking to him. Maybe he's a confidence player. And maybe that was the reason why he's lost his focus for the past 2 years and he hasn't got it back. Maybe he hasn't got that arm around him and that attention he's got since Louis van Gaal. He feels he's getting it back under Erik ten Hag and he might have that drive again. He feels like somebody's putting that trust in him, where when he was taken away after the 2019-2020 season and just dumped back out on the left and the right, he probably felt, here, so what am I even trying for? I was putting all the hard work in to be a centre forward and now they don't want me here. So sometimes players do need the arm around them, and faith is the word I should be really using. Keep the faith in them. So if we are left on them, look, I would be happy with them to start the season and maybe look for a new signing in the likes of January. But we would be short-handed with only, let's say, Rashford who can step in, but he's lesser of a number 9 than Martial. But he could do a job.
Yeah. Let's go to Paddy. This is going to be very interesting, Paddy, because you got to see the games and you do get to see Martial play. Like I said, people in the comments as well do get involved, but is Martial good enough to lead the line at Manchester United?
No, he isn't good enough. I'll give it straight.
Okay.
I'm not going to mess around with the comments. I know we just played Melbourne United. We played a depleted Liverpool side in the pre-season, but a new manager. Do you know what I've got? Fair play to Ten Hag. I saw the interview earlier today. You know, he said he's good and he's working well with him. I understand that, but I'm just saying I don't see him leading the line. I think since he's come in 2015, of course, he scored that great goal against Liverpool. But since then, and I've seen his performances, attitude wrong. But he may change under 10, but I doubt it, though. I doubt it. And I've seen what Pat's just said, and you know, but I just don't believe in this player. I'm sorry. I think that time's gone with this play. You might think it's a bit negative, but I do see these players week in, week out. Okay, I just don't believe it. I don't believe in Martial. And Ten Hag today in his interview, he said, yeah, he's going to do. You know, he can do it, but he did say it's up to him. So he's probably seen something in the player with his attitude and whatever. But it's up to him. So things might change. But I think we need better in that forward line. I do think the season hasn't started. We just played Gibraltar FC for the likes, you know, Melbourne FC. I don't know. These are just pre-season friendlies. We haven't gotten to nitty-gritty of a new season yet. A proper against Premiership teams. So that's going to be the test. So I'll leave it to him. But I'm sorry, not for me, Pat. I'm sorry.
And before Omondi gives his opinion, the only thing that does fill me with a bit of hope is the fact that we're working with a new coach who can get a different kind of shift out of players and play into a system that he wants. This guy brought Tadic back to Ajax, who hadn't got the greatest record in the Premiership, and all of a sudden you start scoring goals left, right, and centre for Ajax. So I'm kind of hoping that he might be able to play Martial in a certain way if we have no other resources coming into new season. Because if Ronaldo leaves now, it's too short of a time to get somebody in.
But Pat, there's an argument though saying that do these players need this big arm round, this big hug? These should be top quality players. They shouldn't need motivation, bro. I know some do though, but there is an argument on that, isn't there? And I've heard the argument.
They're very young. They're very young, Paddy. Some of them
how
are.
old is he? Yeah, I'm on about Martial. I'm on about Martial now.
25.
Yeah, but 25-year-old. I know most 25 still have no brain at that age. So you might need to be kept in track and kept focused on it.
You're Manchester United. You've got to make it there or not. To be fair, seriously.
But no, but we're used to players who hit their peak in 28, 29, 30. They're hitting their peak now at 21, 22 now. They're not of the same experience and intelligence as the players we were used to.
I'm going to come to on Monday in a second, but I'm going to say, Pat, for me, I played at a half decent level. Yeah. I was a confidence player. And what I mean by that is the manager always put his hand around me to give me that sort of, extra boost. The manager weren't there giving me that. I'll go on the pitch week in, week out, and I'll stink the place out. But the minute the manager will pull me aside, put an arm around me and say, this is what I needed to give me the instruction, what I need to do. I think, to be honest with you, when Solskjaer came in and Martial had that brilliant season, I believe that's exactly what Solskjaer did. He came in, he put arm around him, and he gave him that confidence boost. Not every single player out there is a player who do not need that confidence. These are young guys out there, like what Pat said, they're young. So, we've got to sit there and, yes, it's Manchester United. Yes, we're meant to be one of the biggest clubs in the world. But right now, to me, commercially, we are one of the biggest clubs in the world. But on the pitch, we're not. But for me, it's about absolutely allowing them coach to come in and put a stamp down and allow and help these guys get better. And then after this season done and next season done, we can then judge and we can say, well, yeah, they weren't good enough, but we got to wipe the slate clean. On Monday, I don't know what you think of that.
Or at least till January, at least. Not even the whole season.
So the question is about whether Martial, comparing it to Ronaldo, I think Ronaldo is a lot better than him, for starters. I do agree. I do think there's a lot of question marks about Martial. I do understand where Paddy's coming from, and Boxers agreed with Paddy as well, with his comment here saying, I agree with Paddy's reservations on Martial. He's been there a long time and plateaued. Hope Ten Hag gets a more mature Martial flourishing. So there's a lot of there's a big question mark. So there's good comments and agreement from Paddy. But for me, it's about, is he a number 9? I think he's always been better on playing wide. He seemed like he gets the ball. He likes to square up the fullbacks and sort of go either way. He's got a good dribble on him. But the attributes that the manager identified in the comments there earlier, I think are key, and everyone will that will resonate with everybody about his attitude and the drive and desire of the guy. And he's got to give 100% every day. And these are the things that you need to do. And by endorsing that and saying it out in public, I think everyone would agree with Ten Hag, and even Martial. Martial seems like a new man. He's got a second coming, as Pat was saying earlier. It's like a second coming of the guy. He's got an opportunity. There's a small window here for him to prove himself. And for Ronaldo, with all the doubt with Ronaldo not being in the side and maybe wanting to leave, he's got an opportunity to be. He's next in line to take that slot. So my issue with him is there's a couple of things with being a number 9. I've said this before. I think he, in the box, I don't think he's got a variety of finishing. I think he can place the ball. He's very good. You've seen his goals where he cuts from the left and places the ball in the corner. Not particularly powerful shots or anything like that. But when you compare him to the best strikers, can he head the ball? I don't see that in his game.
No.
Can he switch to his left foot? Can he volley? Can he do a little shimmy and beat his marker in the box? All these things that you need to learn. And I think that's where he needs to develop his game. He's spent a lifetime on the left wing. It's not like he's Henry and got that magic to sort of come inside from the wing and become this prolific striker. So there's a lot of things, still question marks from me about whether he can do the job. But the simple thing for me is you got to be able to finish your dinner. And I think he will get served a lovely four-course meal every game where it's going to be passes across the 6-yard box. He can just place in his goals like we've seen him do it. I've seen in the couple of action things I've seen in the game so far in the preseason, balls have been played across the 6-yard box for him, and a little bit of movement, a little bit of savvy. We could learn from Cavani or Ronaldo, guys like that. By videotape now because they're maybe not going to be around.
Get the DVD out.
Yeah, exactly. I think with that little bit of savvy movement in the box, he would get opportunities, and he did slot one in the 6-yard box. So in that area, he's got to listen to the manager, understand, relearn, forget everything he knew, relearn how to play this role. Because as we saw with Sebastian Haller, the striker at Ajax, most of his goals were in the box, but he could header. He was a big unit. He could header and he could finish in different ways. I think he also gives us an option of the pace to get in behind, where he could stretch defenses as well with his pace if he sticks on the last man and gives that option, a bit like Rashford does. Rashford does that more often. So there are attributes to his game, but I just think it's the mental and spiritual attributes that need to be improved. And I think by pushing the buttons, there's wonderful comments from Ten Hag, maybe we could get the best out of him. And if we do, we could have a player on there, but not the best player, because I still think he needs to improve physical attributes with his heading and a certain variety of finishing.
He's already gotten to start smiling, so if he can get the smile,
There you go. But then, looking at it as well, when you think about it as well, guys, I know you're saying about the smiling, but for me, he looks a total different player in this preseason. He seems a lot more happier in this preseason than I've seen him in years.
Yeah.
And as well, for me, I've seen a couple of training videos going around as well with him at Carrington training, and you can see there's like this buzz about him. There's a buzz about Rashford. You know, you can see these players who've been written off from last season who actually are trying hard. I saw some little video clip yesterday as well. Again, I'm going to say it, of Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire looks a lot. He doesn't look, okay, he looks like he lost a fraction of weight, but not a lot of weight, but he looks a bit more agile. So, you know, this is what happens when a new coach go in and sort of like identifying what the problem is to try and resolve the problem, to give the football gone.
I was just going to say, talking about Harry Maguire, you know I'm going to step in. I think the reason why he looks like he lost a lot of weight and not so hench anymore, because he's been carrying the team for the last couple of years.
Oh, you got me with that one. Yeah, but the thing is, it's about the opportunity. It's about sitting there and the manager and allowing the coach to get their point across to the players, for the players to sort of apply it. Again, today, I didn't watch the whole match of the preseason, but there was a couple of times when, was it Luke Shaw? Luke Shaw looked like he was out of position a couple of times. And it's almost like Ten Hag did not leave the touchline. Like looking like barking instruction aim, did not move at all from the touchline. And this is what I keep saying. We have not had this for years at Manchester United.
He reminded me today of Pep Guardiola on that touchline. You're right, actually, Sola. I watched. He reminded me of, he was studiously watching those players from the edge of that box. It was great. It was great to see. Great Sola. But can I just come in there? Remember, this is just pre-season. I've been through so many pre-season with players just coming after a new manager, looks a new player. I'm not just being. Please, lads, you must agree with me on this. This is two pre-season games. In that, you remember, Pat, in the past, these players have come on. They're a new player, so I really would give it a pinch of salt at the moment. That's what I know.
We are, Paddy, and we said this already. The last time we had Louis van Gaal was Adnan Januzaj, and obviously our pre-season Pirlo in Pereira. Yeah. So we are trying not to get too excited, but it is good. Like I've said it a couple of times myself, there has to be a couple of players who are going to come good that we didn't expect to, and I'm really hoping that one of them is a striker, because, well, one who could play the striker if we lose Ronaldo, Martial, because we don't really have anybody else. We can't put that pressure on the likes of Charlie McNeil just yet.
No. I'll bring these players and young players in that standard. No way.
No, they're too good to be brought in too young.
Yeah, 100% agree. Guys, 53 in the chat. If you yet have not hit that subscribe button, please do so. Also, remember, hit the like button. I don't even know how many likes we've got, but just keep smashing it, guys, for us to help grow the channel to the next one is going to be 3K. So, Amanda, anything else to add it, or should we just go to some of the comments? Let's hit some of the comments.
Okay, so the topic is Martial. So there's been a lot of conversation about that. And I just want to say, I'm going to start from here with Andy. Andy's saying he will be anyway. There's, sorry, I shouldn't start there because that was the end of a conversation they've been having. I'm going to start here with Christian David Rodriguez. I don't know where you're from. Welcome to the channel. You're probably South American. Love the name. And you're saying Lisandro Martinez were to go, and Eriksen today medical. So I'm trying to, so he's basically saying Martinez is on his way and Eriksen in medical. I want to say hi again to Rebels. Oh, good. Rebel saying, I think he's better coming in from wide, talking about Martial. from a wide inside forward role. Don't see him as a central point of attack. Sorry, Martial. Box is saying, I see Martial being an option regardless of Ronaldo leaving. We've added no real attacking signings, plus bar Sancho and Ronaldo, who is ahead of him in the pecking order. So those are the attacking options. Steve Fletcher saying, yes, he's done it before. The system and the morale is what will dictate how potent he is.
Very
Talk
good.
about Martial. It's all Martial here. I want to say hi to FTB Column. Column, obviously, he's one of our Friday night guests and also part of the Man United agenda. And he's also debuted this week as on FTB Sports. So go and check him out. Rebels say Martial does the job as a left inside forward. That's where Ten Hag gets a tune out of him for Rebel. Peter Parker, how you doing, man? My spider sense is tingling. Yep, Martial has experience as a striker, but his consistency could be a problem, he says. It's early days, so can't say much, but we need reinforcements in that area, he's saying. Mm-hmm. Emma coming with some gems again. She's saying, I think with confidence behind him on and off the pitch, and with a bit of guidance, he'll come through, so she believes in him. Our very own Mr. B believes in Martial as well, doesn't he? Big endorser. Steve Fletcher saying, the fact is, teams these days don't rely on number 9s to score goals. Goals need to come from everywhere. So he only needs to contribute 20 in all competitions. And
Steve Fletcher dropping gems tonight.
Yeah, and the thing with it as well on Monday, you've got to remember, Man City haven't played with a recognised striker for 3 years.
And now they signed one, and it'll be interesting to see how they adapt. Andy Long saying maybe his loan move to Spain reminded him why he's so lucky to be at United already, as they wouldn't buy him out of a current contract. Good comment. Boxer saying the Seville loan would have been a wake-up call. Slap. Martial, even for a few years ago, was linked with Juve, Milan. At the moment, he's not wanted by these clubs. So, yeah, maybe that's they're saying what sparked him up. It's a wake-up call for him. You've got an agreement here from our man, Steve Fletcher. Steve Fletcher saying, I agree with Solo, but you've got to be careful of the new manager bounce. I think fitness is irrefutable, but the happiness comes from Erik Ten Hag being fresh, and they need to impress. So,
and just on Steve Fletcher's point there, Steve McLaren will be excellent. He would have seen this type of player 100 times before, and he'll be pointing that out to Eric. As much as Erik Ten Hag be going, this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to improve. Not too much information, too quick. This is what I want you to do. Steve McLaren will have that arm around them and go, right, son, you see what he asked you to do there? This is what I want you to focus on. And he'll be implementing. He'll be pushing Eric's style into him. Just keep going, kid. Just keep going. Just keep doing it. And his confidence will go, and it'll keep him going. And that's what Steve McLaren, I think, was one of his main attributes being brought in there is backup.
And then what will happen?
Along with his skill set.
Yeah. And what will happen? Everyone who write him off will be sitting there going, oh, Martial, such a great player. That's why I say, don't write them off. Just
Solo. I think MUFC Old School just made a good comment, actually. If you put that comment up, I think I agree totally with that. That's one comment I do agree with. No, the other one, the next one after that. I think he's got another one. He hasn't fulfilled his potential, I think.
But again, for me...
This one, isn't it?
Martial brushed for him.
Oh, brilliant. Just that one.
We got him there.
Do you want to say hi to Nico as well?
Welcome.
I can't pronounce his surname, but he's saying, welcome to the channel, man. He said Eriksen announcement today was low-key. There was not even a picture with the United shirt. Very strange, he thinks. A couple more. Just want to talk here from Bart. Bart is saying, let's give him all the benefit of the doubt. As the team still needs to gel, we won the Champions League in Klopp's 4th season, so he's saying give them time. Martial is from MEFC Old School. Maybe this is the one. Sorry, I was just teasing earlier, but I did find it funny. He's saying Martial is a very talented player, but he doesn't have the desire to fulfill the talent. Do you want to add to that, Paddy?
Fantastic. That's a brilliant comment, but I know we sit next to each other at footballs and we go to the football regularly, but he's quite great. He hasn't had that desire over so long, regardless of a new manager coming in to put an arm around him. He doesn't have the desire to fulfill that talent. Some players just don't have it to go to that next stage, regardless of these 2 pre-season games that everybody's getting carried away with. He doesn't have that desire. I'm sorry. That is my point. And Kieran's right there. We've watched him most seasons, Solo. I know people can change. We're all human beings. I'm just saying. That's all.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but for me, I'll keep going back to it. So he's had LVG as a manager, He had Louis van Gaal as a manager. He had Jose Mourinho a manager. Two different style of football. Then you had Ole come in, different style of football as well. And like I said, it's the same with Rashford. It's everyone's coming in with a different style, different. And when you look at Martial, and probably Martial's most successful seasons where he had, as no people are saying he only had one good season. I thought he had probably maybe 2.5 good seasons. And one of the season was when LVG was at the club. So when Rashford had his breakthrough season, I thought he had a good season then as well. So for me, go on, Paddy.
No, you were at his first season, Rashford's first season when he came on. You mean
under Louis van Gaal?
Yeah. He was different class when he first.
But this is the thing, though. Did you see the style of football they played?
Yeah. He burst onto the scene.
There you go. So if you look at the style of football that was played then, look at the style of football Ten Hag's going to play now. Think about the style of football that Thingy played, Jose played, and look at the style Ole played. Now look at the style of football, like Amanda said earlier, there's going to be opportunity after opportunity with this style of football to score the goals.
And what I agree with you there, Solo, is it's the style of football that will make the player, not only just make the player, but it will be the style of player that makes a difference to the player. But if the second time Martial came good, who was it under? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who may not have been the best manager in the world, but one thing he would have been good at was motivating the players, putting the arm around them. So now this year we have the tactical prowess.
Too much on the Solskjaer, and we saw.
But what I'm trying to say, Paddy, is we this time around we have the tactical prowess of Erik ten Hag, and we have the arm around them, and the focus being driven into him by McLaren. So I think we've a winning mixture this year to get the best out of certain players. And Paddy, I don't want to be proven wrong. I want these lads to come good, and I am hoping at the same time. But we have to stay.
You know what?
Stay positive for that. You know.
I agree. You know what? I wonder if Go Paul's going to put Martial in his fantasy team, because
he's Mr. B is. Mr. B is. Yeah. Mr. B.
All right. Well, there you go. There you go. I wonder how many points he get. Martial being our main striker, quite possibly. So, Go Paul. If you do win the fantasy football by putting Martial in your team, you've got to thank this show for it, because Paddy, apart from Paddy, of course, because Paddy's not really behind him, but us three, trust the credit.
No, I'm not.
So guys,
look, lads, I've got to say how it is, and you know me, I will speak honestly and say my opinion on it. But I do go what Pat says about, and you, Solo, about the new manager bringing in a new system, and the proof will be in the pudding, won't it?
Yeah,
it will be, and that's it.
It will be. It will be 100% will be. So, like I said, pre-season, Paddy, I take nothing from pre-season at all. I take absolutely nothing from. I just look at it, look at the setup, look at the way sort of the manager want the players. If we lose 5-6-0, for me, I'm looking, and it's about the fitness element of it as well. Obviously, Ten Hag don't want to get beaten, like he said in his interview, whether it's pre-season or not pre-season. So yeah, Amanda, would you mind going through some of these comments, please, sir?
Yeah, sure. So there's a lot of chat here about this. It's causing a lot of stirring up. I've covered a lot of the things, so we get an idea. Vincent is saying, "Oh, what a lovely tribute to the club we've paid to Nani today." Obviously, Nani signed for Melbourne Victory, maybe just to get noticed again by Man United fans. But with the Man United shirt on, saying Nani number 17. I just want to say, give a little tribute to Nani. I thought he was a fantastic player, often overlooked by many fans because of what Ronaldo is doing. If you look at some of his goals, left foot, right foot, his drive, his character, he worked hard for Ferguson, and he was a class player, in my opinion. Just that's what I say. He's overshadowed by Ronaldo, in my opinion. He
got sent off in that Champions League quarterfinal as well against Real Madrid, innit? Shocking send off that
never
was.
Been sent off.
Never sent off.
And then he also cried when I think Carragher crunched him in a tackle, and everyone used to call him Michael Jackson. But do you remember when Justin Hall was from Arsenal was trying to track him down? He was dribbling, juggling the ball, and then they got chopped for that. I thought he's a legend. I think he's a legend for the club.
I thought he's top quality. Yeah, definitely.
He deserves a tribute today. So do you want to big up Vincent for reminding us about that today? A couple more here. I'm going to say Bart is saying Martial is good, but I suspect that he needs a bit more presence in the box, so to score his goals and sort of pin down defenders. That'd be nice to see. MCO,
can I say something quickly, Amanda? And I didn't see all the games, but I'll see little highlights. Did you see Martial today? It was more in the box than before. Like over the past few years, it seems like it was more in that area compared to years before, because the year before he used to sort of like more or less hang on the wing to then try and cut in, but today it seems like Pardon?
He was playing number 9. That's why.
No. But I'm saying
playing number 9.
But he played no. But when you look at number 9, when you look at him, say for instance, on the SHAH era, when he was playing the number 9, when he was playing with LVG as well, he played number, but he drifted. He was more hanging on the left. But it's the instruction, like we're saying, he's getting told you have to stay there.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, good point.
He was around that 6-yard box.
Yeah, and usually when you watch him play, he drifts.
Yeah, and all through that first half. And what impressed me about the most was it was the confidence he had to take that fourth touch under pressure, to take that ball down, and the second part was the easy part, just to slot it into the back of the net. But to take that ball under pressure, people around you, the speed and the pace that it came at you with, that takes confidence and pressure, confidence. And I was absolutely chuffed for him. And I was watching it, and the lad said to me, "What are you getting excited about?" I got more excited about how quick he took the ball down than before he put it in the back of the net. I'm so impressed with him.
No, I get, but he's Melbourne FC. I know they're the greatest team. It's Melbourne FC.
It doesn't matter if it's Melbourne
doesn't
FC
matter who it is.
or I said it's Harchester FC. If you try and take that ball down under pressure, Paddy, it doesn't matter who's around you. It's a tough thing to do.
I want to see him. I want to see him tested it in the Premier League.
But he will do. But at the moment, he can't be, Paddy, because we're playing friendlies.
That's so frustrating. So frustrating. It really is.
He's playing friendlies at the moment, Paddy. You still got to wait another 3 weeks. Wait
Paddy's
3 more weeks.
Palace will be a test, and Villa will be a test, actually. Palace in 4 days.
Yeah, Palace and Villa will be a test. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to those games, definitely. Not
Yeah.
Gibraltar FC or Melbourne FC, you know what I mean?
It takes a lot to win Paddy's love, it's for sure.
But I
it's so
think I was
true.
watching. Did you guys watch the thing with Dennis Irwin? And I think it was 20. How many years was it? I can't remember how many years it was when he last played there. And I think it was like a 1-1 draw, wasn't it? They drew 1-1 or something like that.
When was that?
Dennis Irwin in the same stadium today.
Oh, right, yeah. No,
Yes, and it was a 1-1. So Paddy, that was a 1-1 draw, and that was with Ferguson.
Interesting. I take no with penalties, bro. Seriously, penalties.
No, Paddy, we're
Just
playing.
saying it, Paddy, and then we went on to win the league that season.
Is it Crystal Palace we're playing next?
Yes,
Yeah.
Palace.
I hope he jumps about 6 foot in the air and gets a dive. We'll all be ringing Paddy.
Oh God, yeah.
I'll be calling you Paddy straight away. What did we tell you? What did we tell you?
Already
You got to get Martial tattooed. You got to get Martial tattooed on your face.
Doing the dive and header.
Let's see.
Sorry. Go
Anyway,
on.
MUFC Old School saying, I loathe the baloney phrase false 9. That sums up everything that's wrong in the modern games. And I think that gets a thumb up from Paddy as well. Just to say here, so Steve Fletcher, some bromance going on here. Pat endorsed Steve Fletcher's comments, said it was a gem. Now Steve's come out and said, spot on, Pat. I've seen him doing it in training videos already and gets the big thumbs up. So your bromance.
How does it go, Pat?
Numbers?
When I get that feeling. No,
Oh, God.
comments for you two.
Oh, God.
61 in the chat, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're not new, just hit the like button.
So Box is saying to MUFC Old School, rather regarding his comment, saying true 9s are being phased out of the game, unfortunately. And just one more. I'm going to pick one more just randomly. I want to go with this one from Stephen Fletcher. Stephen Fletcher says, Jose's lack of faith in Tony and Rashford hindered them, but I have to agree that up to this point, he hasn't looked like a player who wanted to move to the next level. Same could be labelled at Shaw. So, yeah, some really good comments there.
Good.
Lumps of coal.
Yeah, exactly. 56 in the chat, guys. Listen, we would normally go on to any other business, but we have got a show. So 56 in the chat at the moment. And remember, we have got another show on at 10 o'clock tonight with the takeaway. And you're going to have Mr. B on it. And Mr. B is back. Oh, he was back last week as well. TalkMU, FTB column now as well. Big up column. And guys, if you don't know what FTB column stand for, we have got another YouTube channel, which is actually the mother of all the channels we do. That's the main channel. We've got Paxton Road TV, it's Tottenham channel, Cop Talk, which is Liverpool channel. We've got the Mania Agenda, and FTB is the first channel that we actually started off. So that's the main channel of what we're doing. And column is actually a host of that show now. So if you wouldn't mind going over and hitting a subscribe to the channel, it'll be absolutely amazing. So it's FTB Sports on YouTube. And he will be on, and Matthew Bassett will be on tonight, and Thomas will be on tonight as well. And who else? There's 5 of them on, I think. I've said everyone's name.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, Mr. B and Talk then.
Mr. B and Talk, Thomas, Matthew Bassett, and Thomas. Yeah, 5, yeah. So guys, from us, I've been Solo. I am Solo. And thank you all. We have hit the 2K subscriber. So guys, on the road now to 3K. OMONDI, anything last words, sir?
I just want to say it's been a really good show. I've really enjoyed talking football with the boys. The 2 Pats were going head to bed earlier. I loved it. I love it. We're just letting them rumble. We're just letting them go at it, you know? I love it. And, you know what it is? I just want to say this to everyone, and we do appreciate you guys. And football is all about discussion and this debate. And as you saw tonight, once again, we're having a discussion. We didn't agree about Martial. We didn't agree. We had different views on Eriksen. These are the topics that you get on the Man United agenda. So make sure you join us because it's going to be a really eventful season. And we've got such a great staff here with Errol. And I just want to say to Errol as well, now you're here face to face. Errol, I appreciate everything you've done for this channel. You are the cornerstone of the channel. Without you, it wouldn't run. You keep us together. You keep us in check. You are the Ten Hag of the Manchester United agenda, and you are a winner as well. So we really do appreciate you and all the hard work you put in. So big up to Errol, and I love you, bro.
Well done, Errol. Well done, bro.
Without you guys, there wouldn't be a channel. As I keep saying, without you guys,
just take the compliment and shut up.
Okay, yeah. Without you guys on the panel, though, you know, through we've been through a not rough time, but we have our phone calls daily. We always bump heads, but at the end of the day, we do it for one thing and one thing only, and it's for the channel and for you guys in the chat as well. That's all we do it for, to try and make the show as best as we can. And big up to every single person in the comments who take their time out for us. So on the road now to 3K, guys. And remember, we have got our fantasy football as well. So if you do want to join it, that is it. Screenshot it. Do whatever you want to do with it, guys. Just join it. And the losing panelists will have to do a forfeit. So, Paddy, make sure you don't lose, mate. So, and then obviously, as I said, guys, we have got the 10 o'clock show, which is a takeaway. So make sure you go over there as well and give them some support with what's going on as well, and share it amongst your friends, family, and everything, guys. And from us, I'm Solo, as I said. OMONDI, big up. Pat, big up. And Paddy, absolute pleasure, sir, as always, having you guys on. Top show as always, and enjoy the company. So from us at the Minute Agenda, have a good evening.